Hi, my name is Destiny, and this book is called Destiny's After School Adventure. Hi, my name is Destiny. I am 6 years old. I just moved to Cary, Virginia with my mom and dad and my two furry sidekicks, Coco and Tato. I am an ordinary kid with an extraordinary walk and a really long finger just like my mom and dad. My walk is so cool that I have a special song that plays in my head when I walk. My dad nickname for me is Yaya, and my extraordinary walk looks like the cha-cha. So when I am on the move, the song that played in my head is Ya-ya-ya, cha-cha-cha. It's Tuesday, and guess what? I was all set to go to the after-school program when Miss I Can't Remember told me to ride the school bus home. She was yelling at me as always, yap, 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 yap. I tried to tell her that I was supposed to go to the after-school program, but she was too busy talking that she did not hear me. So I did what I was told, and I marched out of the school and I hopped on the bus. Ya-ya-ya, cha-cha-cha. I know this was going to be a disaster because my parents had specifically told me to attend the after-school program. My bus driver name is Mr. Will. The bus driver talks really slow and drives even slower. As he drove through the neighborhood, I looked out the window and thought to myself, these houses could really use some paint. I think rainbow colors will make everything pretty and bright. My bus stop is the first stop on the route. When the bus stops, the squeaky door opens. Squeak! The squeaky sound makes my ears hurt. I hopped off the bus and of course my parents were not at the bus stop waiting for me. I knew Miss I Can't Remember was wrong to tell me to get on the bus. They say your teacher knows everything, but do they really? I remember what my parents told me to do if they were not waiting for me at the bus stop. So I began to walk down the street towards my house. Ya-ya-ya, cha-cha-cha. When I got to my house, my parents' cars were not in the driveway, and I did not have my house key. Why didn't I have my house key, you ask? Well, because I was supposed to go to the after-school program. I said to myself, stay calm, Destiny, you got this. I started walking towards the corner to Miss Janine's house with my song playing in my head. Ya-ya-ya, cha-cha-cha. Suddenly, I was interrupted by two barking dogs as I passed at the white house near the corner. The house had an old wide fence with a big green lock on it and two barking dogs. They were staring and barking at me, so I stared and barked back at them. The biggest dog was black and brown spots and walked with a limp in his ears. He flopped every step, so I named him Mr. Flopper. The smaller dog was black and looked like a mouse, so I called him Mouse. Mr. Flopper and Mouse argued back and forth for 5 minutes. They said, bark, 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 and I responded, ruff, ruff, ruff. After all that barking made my feet hot. My book bag was so heavy, I sat on the curb and took my shoes off and put them in my book bag. I had on my favorite socks. They were periwinkle purple with a hole in the big toe. My feet felt so much better. I continued my walk to Miss Janine's house. Ya ya ya, cha cha cha. Ouch! I kept stepping on tiny rocks and the song in my head went from ya ya ya, cha 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 to ya ya ya, ouch ouch ouch. The walk to Miss Janine's house seemed much longer than I remember when I was with my mom and dad. There were lots of cars on the busy street, and they were going so fast everything seemed much, much bigger since I was alone. I started to wish that Mr. Flopper and Mouse could have walked with me. Things started to seem a little scary. The trees looked like their long, lanky limbs were going to reach down and grab me. The cars zooming by headlights that looked like big angry eyes coming towards me. I was getting scared, so I walked faster, and the song that played in my head went faster. Ya ya ya, cha cha cha, ya ya ya, cha cha cha. There were people sitting on the porch of the big yellow house on the corner as I walked by. The people on the porch said, "Hello, little miss," and I replied, "Hello, people on the porch." I finally made it to Miss Janine's house. I was so excited that I threw my book bag down and jumped up in the air, and I did a cartwheel. My legs were not straight, and my body did not go up in the air, but I felt like it was a perfect turn. I grabbed my book bag and hopped on one foot up the stairs. Hop, hop, hop. I used my really long finger to ring the doorbell. Ding! Miss Janine opened the door. She wore big, beautiful glasses. She said, "Hi, Destiny. I thought you were supposed to go to the after-school program." I said, "My teacher told me to get on the school bus right now. And my dad told me if I come home and no one is there, I can walk to your house. Can I come in?" She said, "Of course, but where are your shoes?" I told her how I got into an argument with Mr. Flopper and Mouse, and my feet got hot. Miss Janine let me in the house, and I saw my two cousins, Harmony and Laquan. We were so excited to see each other, we screamed and started dancing around. Go, Harmony, go, go. Go, Laquan, go, go. Go, Destiny, go, go. I was so happy to see my cousins. We all go to the same school, but they do not participate in the after-school program. Harmony and Laquan are the coolest cousins, and they are so much fun. Miss Janine called my mom and told her that I was there. My mom was happy that I was at Miss Janine's house, but really upset because I had to walk so far by myself. Plus, she thought I was safe at the school because, say it with me, I was supposed to go to the after-school program. My mom called my dad, and my dad was blood red mad. He growled, grrr, and quickly called the school. My mom left work and headed to Cary. My dad dialed the school phone number on his cell phone using his really long finger. ... He was so blood red mad that he dialed the wrong number at first. He called a pizzeria. Now my dad loves pizza, but this was not the time for pizza. The lady in the office answered the phone. Hello, Cary Elementary School. How can I help you? She answered the phone like nothing was wrong. My dad said in his blood red mad voice, My name is Sean Bryant, and my beautiful, kind, and amazing daughter Destiny was supposed to go to the after-school program, but she was put on the bus to run around the streets of Cary. The lady on the phone said, Oh no, that is horrible news. Is she okay? My dad said, Yes, she's okay, but this is a disaster. The lady in the office said, How is it a disaster if you said she's okay? My dad was so frustrated that all he could say, because she is 6 years old, wandering around the streets of Cary. My dad hung up the phone and started running around and screaming, waving his arms up in the air. Oh! He stopped a random co-worker that he did not know and said, My beautiful, kind, and amazing daughter Destiny was wandering around the streets of Cary all by herself. She is only 6 years old. The co-worker said, I am sorry to hear that, but I do not know you. Meanwhile, my mom was in her car driving to Miss Shanine's house. She puts on perfume when she gets nervous or upset. So she was spraying perfume while she's driving. When she got to Miss Shanine's house, she springs out of the car and ran up to the door, still spraying perfume. She rang the doorbell, ding, with her short finger and continued spraying perfume with her really long finger. Miss Janine opened the door, and my mom rushed into the house with a cloud of perfume swirling around her and hugged me. Destiny, are you okay, my sweet baby? I coughed. She pulled me into her perfume cloud, and I said, Yes, Mom, I am okay. My mom thanks Miss Janine for watching me. I turned to say goodbye to my cousins. We did our special handshake. First, fist bump, clap, butt bumps, and turn, and then we left. As my mom walked towards the car, ya ya ya, cha cha cha, my mom was still spraying her perfume with her long finger, so I said, Mom, you smell really good. My mom flashed a smile and pulled me in for another hug. Between me and you, she must have been really worried because she would not stop spraying that perfume. I let my window down on the drive back home. I stuck my head out the window and barked at Mr. Flopper and Mouse. As we drove by, I yelled, Ruff, ruff. Ha ha, I take that. I won the argument because I got the last word, well, the last bark. My dad arrived home a little later, and he was no longer blood-red mad. He gave me a big bear hug and said that he was glad that I was safe. He hugged my mom and started coughing because of her perfume cloud. Between coughs, he told us that Miss I Can't Remember called him back to explain the confusion and promised to take extra steps and ensure it never happens again. My mom asked me what I wanted for dinner. I shouted, "Pizza!" My mom used her really long finger to order the pizza on the phone. As we sat around the dinner table, eating our cheesy pepperoni slices, I told my parents about my adventures of the day. I shared how my teacher did not listen to me, how the bus driver slow driving. He gave me a great idea to paint all the houses in our neighborhood bright rainbow colors, and the showdown I had with Mr. Flopper and Mouse. I even shared the scary thoughts I had on my long walk. I did not forget to brag about my flawless 10 out of cartwheel. All in all, it has been a being ignored, artist, scary adventures, and cheesy pepperoni pizza kind of Tuesday. What an after-school adventure. The end. If you like this book, you can get this book at Petersburg Public Library and Amazon.com.